Here it is, guys, that crazy OG find I was telling you about. My buddy scored large at a garage sale. This is like the dream come true. We all hope to walk into a garage sale or a flea market or find on Facebook Marketplace one of these. This is the needle in the haystack. It is like such good condition. The Ken Park, and this is the mini model that came out in around 88, late 88, 89. I think. I've done another video on Ken Park on the crystal ball that I have, the reissue, and it highlights the different deck graphics that he released around this kind of theme. So there was the wizard, the crystal ball, and then went with the Ken Park 3, where the goblin type of thing is walking away, and then they released this one, the mini. And such rad graphics. I love these graphics. I do think it would be a series that would be rad to have the complete series and get it up on the wall. So hopefully, this is probably the hardest one to get because they've reissued all the other ones, but they haven't reissued the mini. So my buddy has an amazing start here. But let's just take a look at this deck because it is so sick. This is honestly, when you're hoping to find one of these things at a garage sale, this is what you're hoping for. Pretty much mint condition. The thing's been barely skated with all of this OG goodness on here. The rails, the Gullwing trucks, the bullets. It's just amazing. The cell block riser. So here we go. I'm gonna just flash some videos, some before and after clips too of what it looked like when he first got it because it was pretty dirty. I just did a really basic cleanup on it just to get rid of some of the dirt. Toothbrush on the grip and stuff just to clean it up a bit. So I'll kind of flash some videos here as I'm talking about it. But let's just do a quick rundown. So again, around 1989, the Vision, Ken Park, and it is the mini model. We have some, these are called, and I did see, they're called lipsticks, and they're from Australia, it looks like. So that's what they say, lipsticks Australia. I'm assuming this is just a tailbone. Up here, this is a jawbone. Again, just the classic stuff. I do have some pictures that I'll post up here and hopefully you can see them well. And then these trucks are amazing. So they are the Gullwing Phoenix. And I was a little bit confused about them because when I've had Phoenix in the past, they had an Ire Cross, Justin Ashby. That was such a sick OG deck, like minty condition. I ended up letting it go complete and I shouldn't have probably done that. But anyways, it came with some Gullwing Phoenix and they are so hard to find, the Phoenix trucks, but the base plates were different. They were kind of more of that polymer or plastic type feel to it, kind of like these deadbolts here. So you don't need riser pads. And yeah, so anyways, that's what my Phoenix looked like. My buddy that actually has this deck has an OG Hawk, and if you go back in to look at some of my other videos, you'll see I did a OG versus reissue as far as the Hawks go. And on that Hawk, it has the Phoenix, but with the base plate that looks similar to that. So if you know much about Gullwings, let me know. This does say Gullwing Phoenix, and then I think it says HPG4s. So let me know if you know anything about Gullwings. Put them in the comments there, and I would love to hear more about them. I've tried to do some research on them. You can barely find anything at all. I love the color of these as well. So sweet, so killer, so 80s. We have the cell block risers down here. And then for the wheels, we have the bullets. So again, I'll put up some pictures here. But these are the Santa Cruz bullets. Oh guys, my eyes are getting a lot worse than they once were. So I'm out of breath here, just lugging this thing around. So these are 92As, and I think they're 66 mils. If I'm right, hopefully. Anyways, there we go. They're so sick. Like this, I mean, we've got the rat nuts on there. We even have the sticker. This is just 80s. The colorways, like this is what it's all about. 1989, that mid to late 80s vibe going on here, and it's just so sick. All right, I hope you've liked some of these before and afters. That's pretty much it. If you want some more Ken Park stuff, be sure to go check out my other video where I talk about This deck here, this is the Reissue Ken Park. Man, it would be so cool to have this whole collection. Again, my buddy has a wicked start because that's by far the hardest deck to find is that mini, because they have reissued the other ones, the Wizard, this Crystal Ball, and then the Park 3. But anyways, yeah, so I talk about this deck and a lot about Ken Park, just his relationship with Vision, and yeah, get into some of that stuff and how things aren't so good with Vision as far as the skaters that skated for Vision and the reissues and the lack of royalty checks based on the reissues that came out, which is unfortunate. But anyways, I'm not going to get into a lot of details about that. If you want to get into that stuff, go over. There's some videos that I've included too of Ken Park skating, and he is a monster. Huge verts, great inverts, massive air, just a powerhouse skater. But let's just look at this deck one more time before we take off here. So good. Oh, and the most important thing, how much do you guys think he paid for this thing? So the story is he walks up. He's out with his buddy doing garage selling. His buddy likes games or something like that. I forget. Anyways, he went to this one garage sale the day before, and he's like, hey, Phil, you got to come with me. Check out this yard sale again. Because they've got some really great games there. I want to go and check them out. I think it was games or puzzles or something like that. As my buddy's walking up, he sees a skateboard against the wall. And instantly your mind's going crazy, right? Like, what could it be? It's probably Dominion Street. It's probably Variflex. It's probably Valterra. It's probably one of those like big box store, you know, skateboards. As he's getting closer, he's feeling like this could be legit. And so he grabs it, sure enough, turns it around, and sees all of this goodness. And so he walks up to the lady. It's got like a $10 sticker on it. So for $10, he walks up to the lady and says, hey, I'll take this thing. And she's like, well, it's a little bit dirty and stuff, you know. And he's like, no worries at all. I can get that cleaned up. She's like, you know, you like the skateboards or whatever. He's like, yeah, I like the skateboards. Just take my money and I got to get out of here. So he took the deck and was almost running down the laneway because he just felt like he had robbed the bank or something. Just so insane, $10. But man, that is the dream, right? $10 for something so good like this. And again, these minis, these Ken Park minis are so hard to come by. So I was so stoked for him when he called me about it. It's good to have those friends that, you know, when you get a smoking deal, they're going to be the first people you go to because they're going to be so pumped for you. And so I was so stoked for him that he managed to land this, because we do. We hit the garage sales. We hit the Facebook Marketplace, the Kijijis, Craigslist. We're on there constantly searching. And so when you finally find that needle in the haystack, man, it feels so good. Anyways, here we go. One last look. Got the bullets there. Oh, it's so good. All right, guys, put your comments in there again. If you know more about the Gullwing trucks, hit me up. Let me know. More to come for sure. Thanks for tuning in to 80s Love. Peace out.